Ba 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 ba. Boo 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 boo. Ba 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 ba. Boo 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 boo. Ba 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 ba. Alright, I have to go grab my laptop really quick and take a pee before we get too invested into this business. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to wait for a few more people to join into the stream. So I'm going to grab my laptop real quick. I will be back in like 2-3 minutes. So I'll see you guys then. 1 second. Hey guys! Hello to anyone who happens to be in the stream already. I had to run and grab my laptop real quick so I could moderate the chat and stuff. How you guys doing? Hope everyone's had a nice day so far. I have myself had a pretty nice day. Alright, so I'm gonna probably gonna wait a few more minutes and see if I can get anybody else in here. And while we are waiting, I am going to first of all reset my uptime counter. I feel like that'd be a good place to start. And yeah, if you guys know anybody that might be interested in the stream, please feel free to send them an invitation to come and join us. Otherwise, in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of give a little bit of a recap on what I've done since the last time I streamed. So let me pull up the original DevNoobs site. I'm dyslexic. Let me pull up the original design for DevNoobs, and I can kind of go over some of the similarities and differences with you guys. So first and foremost, so this is the original DevNoobs page that I originally had just built using basic HTML. There was no, none of this was dynamic, it was all just static code. So, you know, we had the sidebar over here, which is going to house all of the questions or discussions. I originally was calling them questions. I decided to start calling them discussions instead, though. So this sidebar over here was originally housing all of the discussions that have been started by users on the website. And when you click on one, this is the page that you would see. So it actually loads that discussion into view. We have the name of the discussion right here. If there's an icon associated with it, it shows up right there. And then we just have basic page view information. So we have the number of posts, which in this case is replies. I think I'm actually going to change that to say replies. The number of views and the number of shares. And then we have the actual question up at the top, and then we have each of the answers or responses to those questions. Which right now it looks pretty bland. We just have who replied to it and the copy that they replied with. And then over here we have this sidebar where, there's a broken link right here. This is normally an image for an advertisement. And then we have share buttons and trending tags. And on the current site, the way that it is right now, we still have the list of discussions over on the side here, but I decided to change the color scheme to be light throughout the whole page, as opposed to having it dark. I'm still not 100% on that. I might change it, but I think it looks a lot better personally. So over on the side here, we have all these different discussions, and these are actual database items that are just temporary. And so when you click on those, they're actually fully functioning right now. You can see in our navigation bar that we have the DevNoobs root right here, and then /discussions, and then just a randomly generated ID number for each discussion, and that's what grabs the data from the database. And so when you click on one, it loads that page into view, and then right here we still have the main question up at the top that was asked, or the discussion topic, and with all the copy and everything, we still have, you know, all this data up here kind of describing each discussion. And then each question, originally they were the same size and they didn't really stand out from the question. It all kind of blended together, and so I separated them a little bit more, and I also added a voting system into the page. And so what that does is it's going to allow other users to be able to vote on an answer or a response to the original discussion. And the more points that it has, it will push it towards the top of the page, so people will be able to see it a little bit easier. And then the person who actually posts the discussion or the question will also be able to choose an answer as the correct answer, quote unquote. And the reason for that is even if a bunch of users happen to vote an answer to the top of the page, that still doesn't necessarily mean that it was the answer that the person who asked the question was looking for. And so that gives the person asking the question the opportunity to be like, no, you know, that one with a lot of votes, that was a good answer, but this is the answer I was actually looking for. And so the answer that's considered chosen correct gets this green bar up at the top, so it kind of helps differentiate from the rest of the answers. So this voting system is going to be pretty similar to Reddit. So the more votes your answer has, the better it is, and that will also be a point system implemented into the users. So each user is going to have a number of points, and the number of points that you have basically dictate how trustworthy you are on the site, I guess, like how strong your answers are considered in the forums. Hey, what's up, Pat Allen? Thanks for tuning in. That's okay if you can't stay for long, but I do appreciate you coming by to say hi. I'm doing pretty good. I took a couple days from streaming because E3 E3 this year has been amazing, and so I decided to take a couple days off to kind of stay in touch with everything that was happening with that. I did a little bit of work on Dev Noobs during the time that I was not streaming, so I'm going to be continuing from where I left off yesterday with development. How are you doing? How's your day been? And then another thing that I added into the site too that you'll notice is before the header was this light color, so it kind of blended in with the rest of the page. And then we had like just a really minimalistic user interface up at the top with like bookmarks, notifications, messages, and then your profile avatar. And I decided just to kind of combine that all into one drop-down menu. So your avatar will have a notification icon with the number of notifications that you have, and then you'll be able to like click on this and it will drop down into a menu where you'll then be able to see notifications, messages, and all that other good stuff. And then I'm also going to be adding a search function up to the top here, and I also added this button where at any given point, no matter where you on the site, you'll be able to start a new discussion really easily. Alan, I don't usually stream this late. I just, I was busy today, and I just got home about half an hour ago, and so I was like, well, I mean, I'm already going to be developing tonight anyways, I might as well go ahead and stream. I probably won't stream this late very often, but if I do, I'm going to be giving a lot more notice. So, we'll see. I didn't really expect too many people to come in tonight because I know I'm streaming a little bit later than usual, a lot later than usual. So, but I just figured I might as well since I'll be working anyways. Thanks a lot. I'm glad that you really like this design. I'm trying to keep it clean and minimal and easy to use. Something that I started implementing last night that I never got around to finishing, I'm going to be working on that tonight, is I'm implementing lazy loading into this sidebar. So by default it loads 12 questions or discussions at a time, and then as you scroll down it will continuously load more and more questions into the sidebar. At least that's my plan. I'm not 100% on that yet because I'm not personally a huge fan of infinite scrolling, so we'll see. I'm gonna add it and just kind of see how it feels, and if it doesn't feel right, I'll get rid of it, but in the meantime, that's my plan. Same thing with the actual discussions page. So from just the root discussions
URL, you'll be able to actually see all of the questions in list form instead of just seeing these little snippets with the title. So you'll actually be able to see them with all of their, you know, numeric data, the actual question itself, and just all that other good stuff. And then developers as well, so there's going to be the developers URL, which is going to have just a list of all of the different users. So you'll be able to go through, I'm going to implement in like the ability to follow users, add users to groups. I think I still haven't really mapped out the whole user interface for the actual users themselves. I do know I at least want you to be able to follow different users so you can see when they post new discussion topics. And I also want there to be like a point-based system, like I was just mentioning. So the higher your points are for answering questions, the more you'll just be considered a more knowledgeable developer on the site. So your posts will have a little bit more pull in the discussions. And then also there's going to be a blog page. And then, man, there was one other page that I was planning on adding in. I like thought about it today, and then I apparently forgot about it. It'll come to me. But in the meantime, and then also the homepage. I decided the homepage is gonna be like, you know, an introduction to the website, and then it's gonna have snippets. So like the most recent or the most popular discussions that are happening right now. Maybe have like a developer spotlight, so like maybe once a week it'll grab just a random developer that has like a certain number of points behind them and be like, hey, here's this developer, check them out, follow them or whatever, because I do want this site to be relatively social. You know, I want people to be able to come in and feel like they're actually a part of this community and be able to interact with each other really easily, so personal messages, following, stuff like that. So yeah, I made some pretty decent progress yesterday. I think what I'm going to work on tonight specifically is the ability to start a new discussion. So in this sidebar, 100% of the time, there's the start a new discussion button, and when you click it, that takes you to the root URL and then discussions/new. And so from here, this is going to be a form where you can actually start a new discussion topic that people can respond to. And so I think that's what I'm going to start with tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and just dive right into that. So in my questions controller with Laravel, I have this public function right here called create. And this create function is what generates the new URL for the discussions. So right now, each of my public functions has this variable up at the top, which declares questions as a paginate, paginate, however you want to pronounce that. I call it paginate, but this is what actually loads those 12 questions into the sidebar. So each of my public views has that. So under create, I'm going to keep that that paginate function. That way on this page we'll still have those questions on the side. But right now it's just loading the default questions page, which is dictated right here. So it's viewing the questions view. So you'll notice that this page, discussions/new, is exactly the same as just /discussions. And so I'm going to change that. So in my views right now, the one that's being loaded is this guy right here, this one, questions.blade. So I'm going to create a new view. Is that under view or layouts? Views. So I'm going to create a new view, and I'm going to call it, I don't know. I guess I'll just call it new _ question .blade.php. I'm still not super familiar with the default naming convention for these, so I don't know if the underscore is going to work, but if it doesn't, I'll just come back in and change it. And so in this new question.blade.php file, I'm going to extend
all of these other layouts that I have defined in my layouts folder, and this is just going to build the foundation of the page. The only thing that we really have to worry about changing is this line right here, line 4. So line 4 is what actually brings in all of this main content. So you can see we have the master, which just builds the basic HTML template, so that brings in like the header, all of the meta information, imports our style sheets in JavaScript, and it also builds, where is it? I'll just show you. So the master.plate, so here's that. So yeah, so we state the doc type, we have the opening HTML tag, we've got our head, we have our body, and then inside the body, the master HTML page also builds the container elements. So we have the main sidebar, which is this, we have the main header, which is right up here, we have the main container, which is all this stuff, which also includes the sidebar, which is this one over here, and the footer. So since we already have that set up, and then we're also importing the main sidebar, importing the header, but this line right here, this is the one that we're going to change. So right now it's importing questions.questions. I'm going to have that import questions.new. And so right here in my questions layout folder, I'm going to create a new file, and this one's going to be called new.blade.php. And now if I typed in something like hello world, and I hit save, when I refresh this page, we should be presented with... that didn't work. What did I do? Where's my cell phone? My phone just vibrated, but I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, so why did that not work? So let's find out really quick. I'm pretty sure I know why. So, okay, yeah, so that's why. So I didn't wrap it with the section element. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. And that's still not working. Did I change my controller? Ah, see, that's why I didn't change my controller. So instead of questions, I forgot to change this. So this needs to be new question. And then when I reload, there we go. That's what we were looking for. Okay, so still a learning experience. So now we have this create function, and that is what's going to be building our form for starting a new discussion on DevNoobs. And so I haven't really laid out exactly what form elements we're going to need, so I'm going to go ahead and do that in my text editor over here. So if we open up one of our existing questions, we can kind of figure out what form elements we're going to need. So we're going to need a title, obviously, first and foremost. So the title is what people are going to see over in the sidebar, and that's going to kind of allow them to get an idea of what the discussion is about. We're going to need the content of the actual discussion, which is just going to be the main text. We're going to need to be able to create, we're going to want people to be able to select categories that the discussion might fall under, so that might be something like web development or freelancing or whatever. I also want users to be able to tag their discussions so that it's easier to find them by searching. So you'll see, like in this one, right over here at the very bottom, we have these test tags. And so this will be what people can search for to find your discussion. We're going to need... I guess that's really about it for starting a new one. Oh, and the icon. So, well, not necessarily, because the icon is going to be dictated by whatever category that you posted under. So each category is going to have an icon associated with it. And so once you post it into that category, that is what's going to put the icon there. So that's going to be all automated, so we don't really need to worry about that. So yeah, so title, content, tags, and categories. I think that should actually just about do it. Everything else, like these posts and these views and the shares,
those are all going to be automatically generated as well based on the interaction with the page. And real quick, while I'm thinking about it, I'm actually going to change this. So instead of posts, I'm actually going to change that to say replies. So let me do that real quick. I don't know if I want to say replies or responses, but I think replies will fit better. And I'm going to have to change the CSS because I had that built specifically to be able to fit that data inside of it. So I'm going to have to change the width of this. So 175, so content info. There we go. Yeah, I think I like that better, 103 replies. So, because posts was a little bit misleading, I think, because some people might consider these to be posts. I guess it would just depend on the person and what they prefer to call it, but I think naming that replies will be a little bit less confusing for users. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start building up this page. So I'm in new question. Here we go. So new.blade.php. So first and foremost, I'm going to keep everything in rows and columns. So I think I want to have like the main title up at the top, maybe be able to pick your category up next to the title, and then the main content, and then you can add your tags down at the bottom. So I'm going to do those each in rows. So I'm going to create an element called form row, and that's going to allow me to put a certain amount of form elements into one horizontal space. And I'm going to need 3 of those. And then in the first form row, I'd like to have an input, and the input is going to be a text input. I'm going to call this disk title. And it's going to have a placeholder of discussion title. I'm going to turn off word wrap. Kind of annoys me. Normally, when I'm not streaming, I have my monitor turned horizontally, so I'm still kind of getting used to having a vertical text editor. I usually have it horizontal and I can see a little bit more, but for now, this will be fine. And then I think I'm also going to add the drop-down menu up at the top, and that's going to allow you to pick the category that your discussion is about. And these options are going to be loaded in through the database eventually, but for now I'm just going to add a few placeholders. So, just for testing purposes and getting everything styled correctly. So for now, I'm just going to do some really basic ones. Yeah, I'm going to change these. So I'm going to do like front end, have one for back end, and these are all going to change. Like I said, these are just placeholders for now. So freelancing, front end, back end. Maybe just something for like general questions. Something for like app development. One for just basic web development. I don't care. These are changing. Okay, so we're gonna have a few of these guys. And then we're also going to have, in our second row, this is going to be where the main copy is. Oops. So we're going to have a text area right here. This is going to be the disk content. And this will have a placeholder. This will say just discussion content. Why not? And so that will be its own form row, because that's going to be the largest form out of all of them. And then in the very last form row, I think we're going to have just like an area to add tags, and then our submit button. And the tag form, I'm going to eventually implement in like a JavaScript plugin or something that turns a text area into an HTML content editable block. So you'll actually be able to like type in a tag, hit space or hit comma or whatever, and it'll actually like boop, push it up as like a little element that you can remove and edit really easily. So for now, I don't know why I added div. So for now, I'm just going to make it a text input. But we'll end up changing that later. Excuse me, I'm very tired. I only slept for 3 hours last night. Okay, so this is going to be really basic for now. There's no styling on these yet. I'm just now declaring the classes, and then I'm going to style those. And then we're also going to have an input type submit. This is going to have a class disk submit. And this is going to say start discussion or something. I'll probably end up changing that so that it's not so monotonous, because we have to start a new discussion button up here. I might remove this button when you're on the new page, just to avoid confusion. So for now, let's just make sure everything's getting put into our page correctly. Perfect. Okay, so that is what we were looking for. Why do I have 2 text blocks right there? Oh, because I'm stupid. This is supposed to be value, and I do not need a closing tag right here. Like I said, I'm tired. Leave me alone. Okay. There we go. So input type submit, class equals disk submit, value equals post new discussion. So if I refresh that, that is what we were looking for. Except for some reason that's still showing up as an input. Why is it doing that? Did I add a weird closing tag again? No. What did I do? Okay. I'm just gonna do this. And also, guys, if my music is too loud, please let me know, and I can turn it down. If you guys are having trouble hearing me over it, I have no problem turning it down a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and start building this out. So first and foremost, I'm going to start with the form rows, and those are just going to be 100% width with a clear both attribute, so that way
each row is only as high as whatever is inside of it. So I don't want any weird overlapping nonsense going on here. I'm really sorry, you guys. I'm super sleepy. I'm probably not going to be streaming for very long tonight. I just wanted to at least make an appearance today because I said I would. Also, everybody, for the few people that are in here, and I'm going to be making this a larger announcement later on once I have more people in the stream as well, but I'm going to be, I think I'm actually going to be moving off of Twitch for my development streaming. I've been having a lot of problems with Twitch lately, and apparently I am not the only one, but I've been getting a lot of lag from them, and my stream keeps going down randomly, and I've noticed a lot of other people are making the same complaint. And so there's actually another streaming website called what was it? I just forgot already. Called livecoding.tv, and it's basically Twitch specifically for live streaming development, and they have a category specifically for web design and development. And so I'm posting the link to that in my chat right now. If you guys want to continue following my development process, go ahead and visit that page and follow me, because I'm pretty sure within the next week or so I'm going to be moving my streaming over to that instead. So please follow that link, give my page a follow, and you'll get notified when I go live. But so yeah, so starting next week I'm probably going to be moving over to that. I tested it out yesterday and it seems to be a lot more appropriate for what I'm doing. I'm still going to keep my Twitch page up because I might go back and forth, and if I'm able to find a way to do so, I would like to be able to just stream to both at the same time. So we'll see. I'm going to try and work that out. If that doesn't work out, then I'm probably just going to switch over to livecoding.tv. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But yeah, that's a thing that will probably be happening, so just keep that in mind. And for everybody that is in the stream, I would just like to say thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you guys have any questions or comments about the stream, or what I'm doing, or who I am, or what I ate for dinner, please let me know, and I would be happy to answer that if it is not too personal. I will go ahead and tell you right now that I had Subway for dinner, just to get that out of the way, and it was super yummy. Got a 12-inch because I am a hungry boy. I ate the whole thing and a bag of chips, let me tell you. But for all of my regulars that are here tonight and who just tend to be here in general, you guys are the real MVP. Everybody that's in stream right now, like, seriously, you guys don't know how much I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and you guys make me want to keep doing this. So, thank you very much.
Alright. That might be a little too large. 300 pixels. That is pretty damn big. I think I'm gonna bump that down to 200 with a max of like 350. And I need to add some margins to these bad boys. That's too much of a margin. Cut that in half. That's better. And then the title, the discussion title, that has to have a specific width to it as well. So I hope it's not too late for everybody that's in here. I know I feel bad about it now. I started streaming like oh, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours later than usual. To be perfectly honest, I've just been actually busy staying in tune with E3 and just working on personal projects. But rest assured, I am going to be getting into a more what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent streaming schedule. I think tomorrow, actually, I'm going to write out an actual schedule for myself and do my absolute best to stick with it. And once I do that, I will be posting my schedule on my Twitter, on my Facebook, and on my Twitch page, as well as my livecoding.tv page, which, for anybody that might be new to stream, I posted a link in chat to livecoding.tv/devnoobs. I will be switching over to streaming on that website as opposed to Twitch sometime next week. If I'm able to stream to Twitch and that website, I will do so. Otherwise, if I'm only allowed to stream to one at a time, I will probably be choosing livecoding.tv over Twitch. So for anybody that is interested in following and staying, you know, involved with the stream, just keep that in mind, please. Okay, so for the title, row, form, thing, input, whatever text box words, I'm going to have that be a width of 100% of the row size minus like 300 pixels, I guess. What's the... I'm going to make it 280. So I'm going to make the drop-down menu 260 pixels, and the margin on the right of this input is going to be 20. So that is a grand total of 280 pixels. And so this one is discat, and I'm going to just give that class of select.
so this is going to have a width of 260 pixels. And then, oh, I guess plus the border. So what, 282? 284. I thought I had box sizing on. That's weird. That should... whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay. So minus 284 pixels. Fine. And then something else that I would like to do to this as well is I'm gonna add form labels that rest above each of the inputs, so that as you're typing you still have a label describing what the input is for. I might even do something like when the label rests on top of the form, and then when you click it, it like moves up. An example of that, I actually implemented that onto my personal portfolio, which if you guys are ever interested in checking out is just sebastianinman.com. I don't know if I do, but if I don't, I'm going to add a link to that into my About page. But on sebastianinman.com, down at the very bottom, I have these inputs with the labels, and then when you click on it, they zoom up so that you can still see what the input is even as you're typing. And I think I'm going to implement that exact same feature into DevNoobs right in here. So I'll probably do that in just a minute here. I'm also going to make the tags input the same size as the title input. For now, I might change that because I think eventually the tags input is going to be a text area instead of just a regular text input. But we will see. Alright, and so that's just a button, disk submit. Okay. And then let's add some styles to the submit button. Oops. Disk submit. Okay, and so in here, I'm gonna go ahead and actually, you know what? I never created a global style for this button, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Let's see here. So new question button. So I'm gonna go ahead and just call this button, just to save some time. And then we're going to call this, or search for disk submit again, and I'm going to override the width. So let's see how that looks. Not super great. Let's see what we can do to fix this. Oh, well, first of all, I renamed the class without changing the class in the sidebar, so that was a goof. Oops. There we go. Alright, so we have our button back up here. Yay. I'm pretty sure I need to add 0 border to this still. I do indeed. Okay, so let me come back up here to button in the styles. And I need to add border 0 pixels. Okay, that's better. And so this is still, I think this has some padding in there that it doesn't need. It does not. So, and it doesn't need the top style on it.
Is this absolute set? I'm pretty sure this is set to absolute, which is probably why that is not. Yes, okay. So we need to set this to position relative and have it float left. Let's see what happens now. Alright, it's getting there. I think in my, no, if it's after, this should be not in front of it. Is this set to float? Oh, duh. That would do it. I'm not floating any of my inputs. Ooh, it is really cold in here. My window is open. I'm going to shut that really fast because I'm chilly. Give me 1 second. Okay, that's much better. My legs were getting a breeze and I was like, no, none of that. Okay, so I want to make these inputs the same height as the button just for some consistency reasons. So that's 48 pixels, so I'm gonna be all like, bam, 48. Let's see if that looks better. And wouldn't you know it, it totally does. Cool. Okay, so I think something that I want to do is I'm gonna make it to where if you're on the form to create a new discussion, I think I want to hide that button from the sidebar because reasons. The main reason of which is just that seems silly. Why would I need two buttons basically saying the same thing right there, you know? So let's get rid of that. Also, I don't know why, but for some reason it seems like, yeah, the font weights are different. For some reason, when it's an anchor element, the font weight is what it's supposed to be, but when it's a button element, the font weight gets all fucked up. It's set to 500 font weight, which should look like this, but it looks all dinky baby font weight. That's ridiculous. Yeah, for some reason the fonts on the button just does not look like it should. Well, this form is going to be handled through Ajax anyways, so it doesn't technically need to be a button. So I'm just going to change this to an anchor tag for now, because JavaScript is going to be handling the form submission anyways. There we go. That's much better. That's what we wanted. Okay, so now let's see if I can figure out a way to hide this, if I can hide this button easily. So I think the way that I can do that is by passing another variable into this view, telling it that it is in fact a new button page. So I think first and foremost I need to create this, I need to post this as an array. So let me see if that broke anything, which it probably will. Yeah, of course it did. I break stuff a lot. I'm a breaker. I have to retouch up on how to pass variables into views. My bad, guys. I'm still new to Laravel. Cut me a break, please. Trying to figure out. Oh, okay, that's right. I can do it with. I can do with. That's the way. Okay, so I can do question with that business, and then I can also do it with. Or not with. I guess I'm. How do I? With new equals true, I guess? I don't know. Let's see if that works. Well, first of all, let's see if it broke anything. Of course it did. I suck at this. And I call myself a developer. Alright. Oh, there we go. With. So that needs to be separated by a comma. Okay. So it didn't break anything that time. That is good news. So let's come up here into sidebar then, and we will check to see if set new, then we will hide this button. So let's try that. So is set, is that right? Is set? Thought it was. It's not. The syntax isn't highlighting properly though. Main. Oh, it's an if statement. My bad. Okay, so let's try that again. So if is set. So we're gonna check to see if new is even there. Oh, I deleted my button. I should probably get that back. There we go. So if is set new, we'll do an end if. And then we will also check to see if new equals true, and if, and then inside that we'll put this. Well, actually that should be if it's not true, then it shows it. There we go. Look at that, guys. Super cool. So now if I go to the home page, we should still see that. Nope. I spoke too soon. What'd I do? Well, that's in parentheses, so that should be just true, right? Still nothing. Okay, so... Oh. Okay. So, at the end of this, I'm going to do an else, and then show the button. So, there we go. So, I don't even think I really need this if is set, but I like to be consistent with my checking, so I'm going to go ahead and just leave it anyways. So, now when I'm on a home page, or if I'm looking at anything else, I should have this button up at the top for starting a new discussion. Otherwise, if I click on it, it should go away, and now the button is down here as an actual part of the form. So now I need to make it to where I'm gonna have to change the styling a little bit so that this doesn't get pushed down without the button, because I think I had the button set to an absolute position. So I'm gonna fix that or whatever. I'm tired, you guys. I'm very sleepy. Like I said when I first started the stream, I will probably not be streaming for too much longer. I mostly just wanted to stream for a little bit because I said that I would. And, yeah. So, if I end up getting too sleepy, I'm probably going to stop streaming in about an hour. I need to get some sleep. But for anybody that is in the stream right now who happens to be new, welcome. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. It's nice having the company. I'm a lonely person. I'm not really. I can be sometimes, I guess. But yeah, thanks for being here. If you are feeling like a super cool person, please hit that follow button. You know, the more followers I have, the more motivated that I am to continue doing this. And also, if you are following me, you get to see when I go live. So that's pretty cool. You'll get a tasty little email in your email machine, and it'll be like, hey, guess what? Dev Noobs, check it out. So if you want to be a part of that hype machine, you will hit that follow button, and I will thank you in real life in front of everybody. It'll be great. Alright, what am I doing? I'm just like clicking through stuff. Okay, so okay. Alright. Alright, I remember what I was doing. So, in the new .blade.php, write down all up in here. Or, which one was that? No, in the master.blade. Okay, so here we go. This is what I've been trying to get my life together for. Okay. Alright, so sub sidebar. Hey, what's up, Epic Killer Pigs? First of all, I really like your name, because that is pretty epic. If I saw pigs killing people, I'd probably be like, wow, that's really epic. So props on the name. And second of all, thank you for coming into the stream. I welcome you here. Oh, we got a follower. Look at that, Epic Killer Pigs. Thank you so much, my friend. You just made my stream that much more epicer. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing this a lot. This is my third stream now, or fourth. I can't remember. I think it's my fourth. The whole process has been me learning Laravel, so I'm still relatively new with it. But I feel like I've got it down enough. I at least have it down enough to where I'm comfortable streaming it in front of strangers, so that's good. As much as I still fuck up a lot, but you guys won't hold it against me, right? But yeah, Laravel's great. I'm really enjoying it. The more that I use it, the more I'm like, yes, Laravel, more of that, please. So yeah, welcome. Thank you for finding me through the front page of the internet. That's super cool. I'm going to be posting anytime that I'm about to go live. I'm gonna try and give a little bit more of a heads up from now on. I've been giving fairly short notice these past few times, so I'm going to try and post like a day in advance when I'm going to be streaming. So if you guys are on Reddit, I post to the subreddit Watch People Code. You'll be able to see it on there. I also post to Twitter when I'm about to go live. And Epic Killer Pigs, you'll notice that in chat there is a link to livecoding.tv/devnoobs. I think I'm going to be jumping off of the Twitch bandwagon for my streaming. Twitch has been giving me a lot of problems lately, just with connection issues, and apparently it's not just me. So I did a little bit of Googling, and I discovered livecoding.tv, which is basically just Twitch, very specifically designed for live development. So anybody that's in the stream, anybody who would like to continue watching me in the future, go ahead and click that link. Go to livecoding.tv/devnoobs and go ahead and hit the follow button on there, because that is where I'm going to be streaming from now on. I mentioned a little bit earlier, if I'm able to find out a way to do so without breaking my fucking computer, I will continue to stream on twitch.com or twitch.tv and also on livecoding TV simultaneously. So just in case, if you want to keep following me, I would follow me on both. But if I'm not able to stream on both at the same time, I will be moving over to livecoding TV. So just a heads up for everybody. Don't mind my noises. Trying to wake up. 87. I can math! Well, even if you did kill pigs, I would not hold it against you, because pigs are delicious. I broke it. Excuse me. Yeah, epic. I started this stream not knowing a single thing about Laravel. At that point, I had only ever really heard of it, and I knew it was awesome. I just didn't have the patience to get it set up. And with the help of several people in my stream, I was able to get it set up after 7 hours. It took me 7 hours just to get it installed and working on my computer. So that was a lot of fun. That was a long day. But once I got it installed and I started reading through the documentation and actually learning the language itself, it was really easy to pick it up, and I feel like I've already learned quite a bit. Everything that you see in stream right now, this is all built on Laravel, and it all seems to be working pretty well so far. Hi.
Hey everybody, I'm Sebastian's girlfriend.
This is Chrissy. Thank you. So yeah, if you go to my YouTube channel, which I have posted in my about down on my Twitch page, on my YouTube channel, I have my first 2 videos on there that you can go back and watch if you're interested. And those first 2 videos were kind of me going through the actual process of learning Laravel, which may or may not be frustrating to watch if you know how to use Laravel, but I figured it out eventually. Yeah, like setting up your environment the first time takes forever, and you have to get everything like exactly right, and blah blah blah, and there's just so much that goes into it. But once you do have it set up, it's really nice. And I had to completely change my entire workflow to learn Laravel, because usually I usually work on a remote development server that I have, and that's running Node.js with Grunt and all these other applications running in the background, and to get Laravel running, I had to like set up a virtual machine on my computer, and it was just a huge pain in my ass. But once I got it all set up properly, it was totally worth it. The more I work with Laravel, the more I love it. So props to my my super cool followers for basically forcing me to use it. I'm not going to hold it against you guys. I know it's because you care. I just like to play victim sometimes. Okay. So I still need to get this set up to where. So let me make things do things. I'm having a hard time forming sentences tonight. I'm just gonna keep blaming it on being tired, because that works for me. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So if is set $new. So this is basically just making sure that we're on the new page. For anybody who might be new in here, normally there's a button up in the right sidebar that links you to the. Oh, why does that look the way it does? I think I changed some styles without fixing them back. Stupid. Stupid. Yeah, that's supposed to be absolute. What am I doing with my life? Absolute. There we go. That's better. So, normally we have this button up here, and you can be like, oh, I want to start a new discussion on dev noobs, and you click it, the button goes bye-bye from the sidebar and miraculously appears as part of the form. And the reason I did that was to just avoid monotony. I didn't want to confuse people having like 2 of the exact same buttons so close to each other, like which one do I click, and life is hard and I don't understand user interface. So I moved it. I moved it to avoid that. If that's something that you guys can get behind, awesome. Otherwise, if you have a problem with it, tell me. We're friends here. This is a symbiotic relationship. You guys can tell me things. I'm here for you. Okay, so the sub sidebar. What am I doing? I'm so tired. I keep getting distracted because I say stupid stuff, and then I'm laughing inside at my own jokes, and then I forget what I'm doing. Okay, so sub sidebar, here we go. So first of all, is this variable even being passed into this? What the hell is even going on here? Let's see. And if. Let's see what happens if I do that, you guys. Just for the fun of it, let's just see. It'll be an adventure. 1. Okay. So that's cool. So that's 1. So then what happens if I go away? That should be a 0, right? Or I guess it just won't do shit, because it's not actually there. That works for me. I could work with that. Okay, so this needs to basically say if we are on the new page and if it equals 1, we are just going to go ahead and pop that out, but we're going to add a class called no, I think it was no button. Super original, I know. No button, look at that, I was right. No button. And then we're going to have an else here. Not right there, right here. And then bam, otherwise we're just going to spit it out like normal. So let's see what happens. So if that is right, look at that, it pulls it up. That's what we wanted, except it pulled it up just a little bit too high. That needs to come down a little bit. I can't see shit on this monitor. My monitor has like the worst contrast ever. Who wants to buy me a new monitor? Anyone who's feeling generous wants to throw 300 bones my way, I'm not gonna say no. Just saying. Make me a happy guy. Okay. Let's save that shit. There we go. Okay, so now that I'm actually on the page for generating a new discussion, this gets pulled up. And then if we're not on a page with the discussion form, then the button is there to go to that page. Look at that. It's magic. Magic! Laravel is magic. That actually is kind of the best way I can describe Laravel. Like, if I wasn't a developer and somebody tried to explain Laravel to me, I'd probably just, like, my head would explode. Because it's just that great. I noticed we have a few new people in the stream. What's up, strangers? You guys are allowed to talk and chat, you know. Just saying. I don't mind. I'm nice. I don't bite. I might. I won't. Let's see. I'm gonna call out all the lurkers we got here. We got Alcook. We got Ianison, Fisayanan-san, Mara Cavaro, Pat Allen. You're still up? I thought you had to go to bed, mister. I don't mind. You can stay up with me. I'll keep you company. We got Ribbit. Hello again. We got Zasaniel and Zibzib916. What's up, you guys? I don't mind. I'm just giving you guys shit. I really don't care if you're lurking. I just wanted to say hi. You've been spotted. I found you. Yeah, no. I don't want to pressure you guys into saying anything. I just wanted to say hi. So hi. So I'm gonna keep doing my thing. But yeah, so everybody that's in here, thanks for hanging out with me. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys being here and listening to my stupid jokes and watching me struggle with Laravel. But you know, it makes me happy. So, hello to the people who decided to say hello. Welcome. Thank you. Okay, so we have the sidebar set using a beautifully crafted if-then statement. So that's all fine and dandy. I'm going to add a focus attribute to these inputs
because they just look so boring. They're just so boring right now. I don't like that. Input, focus, styles. Alright. Form, row, inputs, focus. And then I'm also going to do one for active, because reasons. Alright, here we go. Ready for this? This is gonna be crazy, you guys. Box shadow. What? 0 pixels. What? What? 3 pixel blur, 1 pixel off of the border. I'm just gonna do red just to see how it looks. I'm gonna change that because that's gonna look stupid. That looks so ugly. I love it. Just kidding. Ow! How could you hate web development? That's blasphemy. No, I totally understand. You know, it's one of those things where if you're not, like, super passionate about it, just like anything else in your life, it can get really fucking annoying if you're doing it too much. What the hell? I can't even see it now. What happened to my box shadow, y'all? I done goofed. This should be 0. Epic Killer Pigs, to be perfectly honest with you, and you're probably not going to like this answer because it's kind of beating around the bush, but it really depends on the project that I'm working on. This is my first time actually ever using a PHP framework. I know, I'm that guy. I've only ever written with vanilla PHP before using Laravel, and I literally just started using Laravel 3 days ago, which I like. But other than just PHP, I use like AngularJS and of course jQuery and all the normal ones. And I don't know. I've been pretty much been. I just said the word "been" like 3 times in a row. I've pretty much only ever written in vanilla. That's just me. That's what I started using, and then with the exception of like implementing Node.js and Grunt and handlebars into my projects. Before that, it was just all vanilla, baby. A little bit of chocolate, but mostly vanilla. Speaking of chocolate, oh my god, you guys are gonna be so jealous. I had a chocolate frosty for dessert. Oh, shit was dank. However, I think I have the cup here. Yeah, okay. So I go to Wendy's, right? Let me tell you guys a little story. I go to Wendy's. Pick my girlfriend up from work. She's like, I'm hungry, let's get some burgers. I was like, totally down. So we go to Wendy's, and I'm like thinking I could use a delicious treat. So I asked the lady over the intercom, I'm like, yo, let me get... What are these called? What is this? What do I have at Wendy's? A Frosty! I was like, let me get a Frosty. She's like, oh, what flavor? I was like, chocolate, of course, duh. And then she's like, what size do you want? And I was like, I will take a large Frosty. Do you see this? Do you see this? Let me give you like a comparison. Here's my beer, okay? This is my beer. And this is a large Frosty. Do you see the problem here? I ate all of it in like a minute. Look at that. My beer is so much bigger than this Frosty. Needless to say, I was disappointed. It was still delicious, but it could have been even more deliciouser if it was bigger. Yeah, she's like, oh, here's your large fucking Frosty. I'm like, oh, excuse me, I thought this was America. I felt zero guilt after eating it, and that is a problem. Alright, back to business. Remember guys, this is a really serious stream. No joking.
There we go. There we go. Nice. Got some focus attributes all up on these inputs. So now we know when we're using them. That, my friends, is called UX. That is an acronym that I just invented. Short for user experience. You guys are free to use it if you want. Just be sure to give me credit. I need some darker shadows all up on these bad boys. There we go. That's a little bit better. I guess. If you're into that. No, now it's too dark. See, this is why I shouldn't be allowed to make websites. I'm so fucking, like, anal retentive about stuff like this. I'm like, no, the shade isn't just right on this, like, blur that you can barely see to begin with, unless you're me actually looking for it. Alright, I'm just gonna leave it. I think that's fine. Okay, so we have the form now. That is a really great step one. So I guess the next logical step would be able to use it, maybe? Like, submit the form into some kind of database or something. I'm not a professional, so that's just, like, my guess. Let's see. See, I don't even know what they call that. Validation. Excuse me. I bet you it's validation. Let's find out. Incoming data. Look at that. That is totally what input forms are for. They take that data and they input it over and over again. Okay. It's really cold in here. Epic Killer, I have, as a matter of fact. I set up a couple seeders, and I also did some migrations yesterday. If you're super interested in watching, they are on my YouTube channel. I believe it is Laravel Day 2 that I start setting up the database. Let me go ahead and give you a super secret sneak preview of what my database is looking like right now. It's not secret. Being a smartass, I can show you guys. I trust you. Alright, let me load my DB up, yo. Okay. So I have the application open. Let me bring it into the stream so you guys can see it here. Okay, there we go. So I don't know how well you guys can see this in stream. If you're not already, you might have to go full screen. Otherwise, well, actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and be a bro here, and I will just zoom in on that for you. How you like them apples? Except that looks like crap because it's on top of everything. Oh, Jesus. That looks so bad. Alright, it'll have to do, though. Okay. I know that you can't see anything else in the stream, including my face. Alright, fuck it, I'm just... I did not design my stream to have this many things open on it. I should have probably thought about that. I'm just gonna put it the way it was. You guys can deal with it. Anyways, okay, enough of that. So in my database, I have, for dev noobs here, my tables, my beautiful little tables, and right now I have a table for answers, which honestly should probably be called responses, but whatever. I can change it later if I have to. So this is going to be what houses all of these. So right here, so on the sidebar you have all these different discussion topics that you can click on, and when you click on one, it loads the discussion up at the top here. Not all that stuff, just this. So this is the main discussion that was started by whomever. And then underneath that, you have all of these tasty, tasty responses that people can leave. And so, in the database, that is what this table is responsible for. It's called answers for now. Deal with it. Then we have categories, which is going to house the different categories that discussions can be labeled under. We have questions, which, oh my goodness, actually has stuff inside of it. So this was all made using a seeder. So this is all just dummy copy and whatnot. And that's what is actually controlling the questions in the sidebar themselves. So all of these guys are being pulled from that question database. And then I also have one for users, right down meow, which there's a couple in there. I made quite a few using another seeder. And there's going to be like a master users page as well, where you can see all the developers. This is not the final design for this page. Do not worry. I will eventually make this pretty, but for now it is just a placeholder. So yeah, long story short, killer pigs, I have. I guess I probably could have just said that, but I thought I would just show you guys instead. Because if you're anything like me, I am a visual learner. So. Okay. Let's see, what time is it? 10:32. Been streaming for about an hour 20. Okay, so I think in about 10 minutes, I'm probably gonna get off because I'm sleepy. I slept for like 3 hours last night, and yeah, I'm feeling it. So I'm gonna stream for like another 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna get off for the night. But I will be back tomorrow. I know I said that yesterday, and I'm a liar, and I'm sorry. But I'm telling you now, I'm gonna be back on tomorrow. I'm gonna start streaming early tomorrow. I'm gonna start streaming around noon. So if you guys, Pacific Standard Time US specifically, because I have quite a few viewers from across the fucking world, which is cool. I have people like over in Germany and stuff. So tomorrow, 12 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time US, I will start streaming, and we're gonna have just such a great time, you guys. It's gonna be so fun. So bring your friends. Feel free to share it on Twitter, on Facebook, whatever. I have my social. I think I have my social media links in my about. I don't. What the hell's wrong with me? Well, that's great for marketing. Good one. I have my YouTube channel in my about section on Twitch. If you guys are interested in following me on Twitter, it's just twitter.com/devnoobs, which I just posted in chat. Twitter is where I will be updating my schedule most frequently. So if you guys are ever like, oh, what's DevNoobs up to? Twitter. Twitter has all the answers. But again, like I said, starting next week, I will be potentially migrating off of Twitch onto livecoding.tv. So if you guys want to be cool, you'll follow me over there when I move. If not, I understand. Just kidding. Okay, so start discussion. We got discussion title, we have the category, we have the content of said discussion, and all of those wonderful tags that you can tag your discussion with. Very cool, guys. Yeah. Alright. Yep, I think I'm done. I think I'm done for the night. I'm tired. So I'm going to be uploading this video onto YouTube as soon as I'm done streaming. I'm going to let that upload overnight, so if you guys came in late and you want to recap, or if anybody's just now coming in as I'm leaving, you can go onto my YouTube channel and you can watch this stream on there. For free, I might add. For free. Nothing in life is free. You paid with your energy and wasted time listening to my jokes.
But yeah, you guys are super rad. I really like doing this. Every time I stream, everybody that's in the chat is super awesome, and I make a lot of new friends. So thank you everybody for being in here and listening to me rant and develop this website. If anybody has any questions before I go, please let me know. Otherwise, if there's anything you just want to get off your chest, I'm here for you. We can be like a little support group. Otherwise, I'm going to make my way to bed. But rest assured, I will be back tomorrow for more developing shenanigans. So yeah, speak now or forever hold your peace. I am going to go to bed, you guys. I've had a long day. But yeah, thank you again so much for coming in. I appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome, and you guys are the ones that make me want to keep doing this. So thank you, and as the Canadians say, peace out. I will catch you guys later. Have a good night.